I made an FPS game, but this one's different.
But how?
Well, you can still run, slide, jump, wall run, swing around, and use your gun to give yourself a little boost.
Hello, old news.
But we're also gonna have modular robots, meaning that the character's abilities can be determined by what parts are attached to its body. For example, a robot's leg is not just a part of its body, but a system on its own. That means it's possible to have a robot with 1 or even 3 legs. Let's start with the basics. Creating a new project, putting the bean down, coding, more coding, creating a level, modeling the gun, adding wall running with a little bit of a camera tilt, and also wall running on a U-wall, which is always fun. And we're pretty much done with the basic FPS stuff. For a robot, we'll start with making a physics-based ragdoll, and then teaching him how to walk. I said walk! There we go. For the robot's leg to be its own separate system, we need physics-based procedural animations and inverse kinematics. I'll say that one more time. Ew, bad robot! I have good news and bad news. Good news, there's plenty of inverse kinematic libraries out there that we can use. Bad news, they don't work with physics. I worked hours and hours on it trying to make it as smooth as possible. But then when you give it a little kick, it starts jittering like crazy. So I cleaned up the project and started over, but this time with a much more simple robot. The most important task is to make the robot balance itself, and then to teach it to walk. To do that, we need to be able to place the foot and legs in positions that we want, and then have the robot to take a step every time its center of mass is out of place. But right now the robot is not placing its foot exactly on the floor, so we need to shoot a raycast to find where the floor is and put the robot's foot exactly where it's supposed to be using inverse kinematics. That'll enable the robot to walk on uneven surfaces such as this sphere here. The funniest part about all this is that all these different parts, such as legs and the head, are detachable, and they can get detached from the robot's body. That means the robot can have a gun, or 3, or 1 gun placed very strategically, or 1 gun and a camera to see the enemy with. Also, you might ask, why does the robot have a penis? But that is not its penis, that's its brain. Meaning if you shoot it off, the robot will not be able to think and decide to do anything.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Pretty cool, huh? Not really. Look at the robot here. It's not acting like it only has 1 leg. That's because I'm using a trick. I'm using an invisible string that's attaching the robot to the ceiling to keep it on its feet. But in reality, the feet should be pushing up and the weight of the robot should be pushing down. So I started over one more time, but this time the legs push the body upwards based on the position of the feet, and the weight of the body will push the body down. Also, the joints will lock the body in a certain position if it wants to rotate out too much. And that is a smiling, crying face, just to remind myself how I was feeling during my time working on this project. And as you can see, the leg movement and the self-balancing works instantly much better. If you look at both of the robots side by side, you can see the movement of the second one is much more dynamic and alive. And then to end the video, how about a centipede robot?
blood is some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear. You won't die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You would never see me coming. You won't die if you try, you just might get a